Hello, I'm Archie Luxury, and welcome to the program, fuckers. And today I'd like to talk about working for yourself. Being self-employed, fuckers, that's right. Working for yourself. Being the main man. And I gotta tell you, fuckers, I had a really quite strange career because I actually started my own business when I was 15 and in high school. It turned into a full-time job, full-time self-employment, and I actually did that for fucking for over 10 years. I started in '88 and I closed the business in late 1999, early 2000. And I gotta tell you the truth, fuckers. The industry I was in was changing. That was the computer industry. I used to sell computer hardware, software, do repairs and upgrades. That industry's changed. But I gotta tell you, the biggest mistake I did was to go and work for a boss. And I mean, you know, it was novel for a while because I was doing contracting, IT contracting, and the money was okay. But when I got my first full-time job, fuck did it stink. Fuck me dead. It just stank. And it's pretty amazing shit. It's pretty amazing shit. It's what do you fucking say? What do you fucking say when you're working for a boss and, you know, just little fucking things. You couldn't just come in late. No, those fuckers would earmark you. You couldn't just do what you wanted, you know. You had to fucking... You had to perform. The biggest fucking thing that really freaked me out was the fact that they were so inefficient. I remember being self-employed. There was no bullshit. You wanted something to happen, you had to make it happen. Whereas in an organization, you weren't judged by results. You were judged by how well you played politics. You could stall it. You could use all sorts of tactics to fuck things off. And I'd never seen this before, being self-employed. And, you know, it's one of these things there when you go from... You know, it's one of these things, you're supposed to work for someone, get some experience, then you start working for yourself. I did it in the wrong order. And... You know, I did it for 10 years, over 10 years, and I'm looking back, you know, one thing I got to tell you, I found it very depression. I had career depression syndrome. That's when the lack of promotion or progress in your career really depresses you, and I just remember working for these fuckwits, and it doesn't matter whether it's small business, big business, medium-sized. I've worked for the lot, KBRs. I've worked for the state government. I worked for quite a few government departments. Fuck me dead, that's an eye-opener. And I've worked for medium, large corporates, and they all fucking suck. They all suck. Just like on my diet here, the big enemy is carbohydrates. That's like, you know, potato, that's like rice, your pasta. You got to stay away from carbohydrates. Working for a boss is also poisonous. It's poisonous. And fuckers, you've really got to try and work for yourself. I mean, if you earn big bucks, it's a bit hard. If you're a professional in a certain industry, it's hard to work for yourself. But fuckers, if by any hope you can wrangle it, man, that's the way to do it. And it's kind of funny, a lot of people put themselves into slavery. You know, they get the fancy car, the fancy house, the fancy schools the kids go to, all this fancy shit, and it ties you down. Instead of giving you freedom to have control over things, you become a slave to keep this bullshit going. And you know, this is sort of what you've got to realize there. I mean, the corporate world, they ideally want you in young because you're keen, enthusiastic, you devote yourself to the job, they get good return out of you, they promote you because you're such a hard-working fucker, and by the time you hit your early to mid-40s, you're sort of approaching your use-by date. And God forbid you should hit your 50s. Fuck me dead. It's all over Red Rover. And unless you've got some professional skills there, it's really fucking hard. Like a lot of sectors, like for example, retail. Retail, they try and fuck you off. If you're a retail store manager, once you're in your 50s, you're virtually unemployable. That's right, fuckers, unemployable. In certain professions there, you're not enthusiastic and zappy enough. IT's a classic case. They want mid-20s with 10 years experience. It's all great. The managers might be late 20s, early 30s. Fuck me dead, by the time you're 40, you've reached your sell-by date, fuckers. This is the reality that is living in the modern world, and it's a fascinating thing. The only way you can overcome this shit is to try and do something yourself. Try and do something yourself, even if it involves not earning as much financial coin. And, you know, a lot of people, they're their own worst enemy. Instead of trying to reduce their commitment level, they go and buy the bigger house, the nice, you know, the extra automobile, you know, and this is the whole thing. Sure, there's a lot to be said for getting a posher house, better car, better cars, nicer holidays, but to most people, they're just trapping themselves. They're just trapping themselves, and it's slavery, fuckers. Absolute slavery. And is that what you want? Slavery, fuckers. And, you know, it's kind of funny. A lot of people criticize Archie. They criticize Archie. They laugh at Archie, and they said, "Oh, Archie had all this debt and these luxury goods." Yeah, that's true. That's true, he did. But he bought well. He didn't pay retail for this shit. And he used it to build his profile on the channel. And he had such a mass of products, he sold a percentage off, cleared most debt, and he's got a monthly income that comes through. That's not too bad. That's not too bad. But all these nasty haters, they got to criticize Archie and poke fun at him, and the biggest fuckers are these bludgers who are sucking on the teat of society. You know, on a disability pension, bad back, psychological problems, or, you know, they've been the boss told them to do something and they've called it bullying. Well, maybe if you stopped sucking on the teat and became self-sufficient, you know, it'd give you some insight. And this is what life is there. It's a real nasty fucking thing, fuckers. It's nasty, and this is what the modern world is. We all think the definition of success is a beautiful home in a posh area with a BMW and a little Mercedes out the front. But maybe there's more to life. Maybe there's more to life than an address and a fancy automobile. Maybe the answer is to live in a modest home with a modest car, have some really fuck-off luxury goods, and be independent. What do you miserable fuckers think of that? And this is the whole thing. You've got to find what is the equilibrium for your happiness in life. And, you know, it's something that's different for all people. I mean, you might like that big mortgage, that continual mortgage that never seems to go away. You might like that. You might like that European automobile. You might like that. But at the end of the day, fuckers, self-employment, I think, is the answer. I'm Archie Luxury. Tell me what you miserable fuckers think of that.